Today, I have teamed up with two YouTube workers, and together, we're going to be entering a campaign playing as YouTubers in a dystopian internet realm.
And then afterwards, ask them some questions of how they got to where they were.
This is Creator Role. This campaign is a dystopian future where YouTubers have gotten so rich and powerful that they can now afford to buy huge chunks of land and start their own cities. Meanwhile, the smaller YouTubers have to make do on the outskirts of these big lands, and when there's YouTube drama between these empires, things get violent, and this is sparking a literal drama war, and that's where our players come into the picture. He's been working in the media industry since 2018, and he's currently working as a producer on Wong Fu Productions. This is Austin Zachary Quon, also Quonfucius.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Alright, hey guys, this is Roarbert. You know, a lot of people like to make unboxing videos on YouTube, but I make boxing videos where we put stuff back in the box after other people unbox them.
Next up, he's also a filmmaker based in LA who's been working on films and shows, including with creators like Nathan Doan and BuzzFeed. In addition, he's also a dungeon master for Vampires the Masquerade Chronicle. Let me introduce you to Albert Lee.
Hi. Thanks for having me, Parker. So I'll be playing Bojangles. And Bojangles right here. Well, that's me. I'm a culinary guru, or at least I'm trying to aspire to be a culinary guru on the YouTube space. But here's the thing, it's kind of hard to use kitchen appliances when I don't really have hands.
Yeah, there we go. You have to stick with that now.
Oh boy.
He's committed.
Yes. Alright, I'll go introduce as my surrogate character. This guy will just be there to bounce off y'all so that we can have a 3-person trio. Hey everybody, it's me, Cat Video Reactor 9000. I don't really make stuff, but on videos I like to, rip them and post them on Instagram and TikTok. I like to crop out their watermarks too, so they don't think I'm stealing it.
You know what your voice reminds me of? It reminds me of Moist Critical.
Oh my gosh, you're right!
Oh no.
We are playing a one-shot campaign of Critter Role. And between each round of turns, I'll ask each of you a question about yourself or your craft. And the answer you give may or may not actually have an effect on the story. Basically, because all of us have had experience in the YouTube realm, this entire story is dedicated to YouTubers right now. This is actual war. Like, this isn't just diss tracks and shit. These YouTubers are trying to actually murder each other.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Robert, I'm kind of scared.
So, you are all small YouTubers currently carried by this big influencer named Edgelord. If there is a YouTube channel out there named Edgelord, this is not meant to replicate that. This is a fully original character for the campaign. But due to this war, Edgy here has lost a ton of sponsors. Edgelord just goes,
Well, now that a lot of our sponsors are cutting off, I can't afford to pay you guys anymore. It's out to the outskirts to you.
I always didn't trust you.
You were too edgy!
I feel like I got tossed out into this no man's land. Got to figure out what's going on here.
yeah. As you're just kind of picking yourself up from the grass, you just see hundreds and hundreds of
gaming YouTubers.
They're just digging in the dirt.
We gotta be careful.
Oh, hey there, buddy. What are you digging for there?
Oh, hey there. Did you want to join my LAN party?
No, I'm okay.
Oh, you need to understand something. I don't take no for an answer.
You're
You're joining my Christian server.
You better not swear, you little bitch.
Just grows like 2 times his size.
Oh, golly gee whiz.
Oh,
He's got it
jeez.
now.
He is trying to attack you so he can cast you in binding. Austin, you have a power that makes you basically invisible. Would you like to roll
Yeah.
for your power? Okay.
100%.
Okay, you do not get your power.
No. I try to squeeze into my box, but then I somehow fail at it.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh man, my arm's stuck. No.
Nice try, little one.
And he rolls... Oh, fuck. He rolled an 18.
Oh, wait, what? Robert, are you dead?
You also rolled an 18. So neither of you gets damaged.
Ooh.
Now, here's the thing. You have a chance to run or you can attack back.
Oh, not looking for any trouble here, buddy. I'm gonna try to roll away.
Okay.
I'm trying to. I learned from my buddy Bojangles, and I just try to roll like he does. Try to group up with my friend.
You guys are grouped up, and this YouTuber suddenly just roars out, goes. Hundreds of other YouTubers just join his side, and they're like,
If you can't join us, no one can.
Okay, I'll try to go to make it to one of the exit ways. It's the closest
Alrighty.
one, I guess.
we can all go with you. And now they're just chasing you, and suddenly you are back in the territory, even though you are not welcome here. And that begins Bojangles' turn.
You know, last I checked, you're not welcome here anymore.
We'll be on our way as soon as these Minecrafters are out of our way or so. You know, they're kind of blocking the exit.
Edgy looks over and sees how many Minecraft YouTubers are trying to invade, and he goes,
My goodness, a raid.
That's right. Well, you're in for it now.
I never thought I'd have to do this, but we need to summon the Fortnite couple.
What?
What?
Who's that?
They're a power couple who play Fortnite videos. Only through their cringe can we banish the YouTubers.
Isn't that kind of cringe, kind of deadly?
Oh yeah.
What if we get these cringe lords over here? Can we be welcomed back? Potentially get us a sponsor.
Okay.
I like the sound of that.
wait a minute, we're going to extend the map.
What?
Whoa!
Monumental.
Dun dun dun.
The entryway to the other city is blocked.
So the only way out is by going down into the meme factory, crossing through the abandoned Compton home, and then finally ending it up in the food reviewer stop.
Ooh, I like the sound of that last location.
The cringy Fortnite couple. They go by the names Like and Subscribe.
That does sound kind of bad. I want a sponsor. Oh, I'm right. You too, Cat Video Reactor 9000. What?
Well, we're going to the meme factory if you want to go with us.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good idea. But you know, if you don't notice that some of the YouTubers kind of just broken into the place.
I think time is of the essence before we all get overrun. Let's roll out, everyone.
Alrighty, it is locked. Robert, would you like to open it?
Robert, can you give us a hand? Give me a hand.
I have hands.
Yeah, I don't have any
I got
hands.
this.
I don't know why I'm the one lock picking when all I have is just my mouth.
Are you trying to imagine just jump smashing your head against it with your rock?
That's probably what's happening.
Roarbert, you roll the 10 so you guys can make it into the meme factory.
You look back and you see the gamers flooding into the city, crashing the city down. These don't even look like Minecraft YouTubers anymore. They look like something much, much worse. So Albert, you were a producer on Nathan Dunn's video, When You Carry Your Teammate, 6 million views, just congrats on that.
Thank you.
And I'm curious about what it's like to be on set for YouTube comedy skits in production and just outside of that when you're working just like on other live action gigs.
So Nathan Dunn's production, they're all pretty much young filmmakers around the same age as Austin and I are so too, you know, and they were really fun and awesome to work with. As for what my experience was like, there were some fun challenges, just being able to lock down like scheduling and insurances and all that kind of stuff too, as well as just making sure that we had our locations all sorted out. We used like a couple sound stages here and there, as well as like a whole studio space, like outdoor studio space.
Oh, nice.
And the actual filming portion of this, you know, took like a few weekends or so too. It was a great time to pretty much do some problem solving here and there. You know, by the time we actually released the actual video, and you know, we were all kind of like giddy with, you know, anticipation and excitement, but also a bit of anxiety, you know. And fortunately, I'd say like we actually did super well in terms of like how the video was well received when it got released. I believe when I was with like Nathan and we were talking about like how video kind of trended so quickly on YouTube, I believe Nathan said that this is like one of his fastest, if not the fastest growing videos he ever published. especially when he was going on this like whole cinematic route for more higher end quality video productions back then or so too.
Like, you definitely can see just the quality jump from like when, you know, his earlier videos and how this kind of became like very cinematic. It almost felt like classic YouTube, really.
Oh yeah, like I guess like Wong Fu and like Rocket Jump essentially, right?
Yeah, yeah.
No, I man, those are some channels that
And I just really appreciate how even now he's just still pumping out content, like, and it's really cool to see that.
oh yeah. Yeah, Nathan is such a great, funny, and creative guy. Definitely a show too. So I'm so glad that he's still like kicking to this day or so too. As like a lot of other like Asian like content creators from back then too. You know, they're still, you know, like for instance, Wong Fu essentially.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like it's so great to see them still doing their thing even to this day.
So Austin, you started making vlogs and skits in college, fairly similar to actually how Wong Fu Productions got started. And I am curious, how would you describe that big connecting point that led you from making videos similar to that
No, I'm gonna be late.
to making videos with these huge creators just in your current day career?
Yeah, honestly, I definitely have to give a huge like very thankful to a lot of my friends that I actually made in college. I was in this program at UCI called the Digifilm. The thing about University of Irvine is we don't really have like a big film program, but there's a film minor in the art school. And one day through that program, they got Benson, who was one of the producers at Wong Fu, and he was also like their assistant director. And at the time, I was like interested in doing that. I was doing that for a lot of like student films. So he came and spoke at this like Q&A thing that we had. And basically I annoyed him to become my friend. And that I asked like, I think like 80% of the questions that night. So I was that annoying kid because doing that. But like very thankful that there's a guy, Corey Nguyen, who was able to get him to come out in the first place. But yeah, through that, I just started talking to him more, and then I worked on some projects, and then they offered me an internship there. So I started doing that in beginning of 2018 throughout 2019. And then, so it's pretty recent. So right now it's mostly just producing. So, you know, a lot of just organizing shoots and whatnot, but it might lead into, they might have some other projects for me to work on that aren't producing. It kind of depends on the workload. You know, we're a small team. So
Yeah.
a lot of people wear, you know, we all wear different hats just to make sure everything gets done. So I haven't done a whole lot of editing there yet, but I wouldn't be super surprised if I do more of a hybrid down the line.
Yeah, I think that is just a really cool environment where, because I mean, honestly, the best film productions I worked on were where we didn't get stuck in just one area. We were kind of encouraged to explore different areas, like in what was needed, of course, for the production. I did meet Phil, Taylor, and Wes a while back. I doubt they remember me, but I just remember that they were really positive just about the whole filmmaking process, and you know, had good attitudes about it. And I think at the end of the day, like, that is way more valuable than any kind of skill you can have.
Yeah. I think just having people that having the right attitude is honestly such a big part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and those guys, they're all super great. Like, you know, I was always worried, like, oh shoot, I'm gonna meet them. Are they not gonna be like as cool as they seem? And like honestly, they're such great people. And like honestly, like always glad when I can work with them.
It really is the people that we work with and meet that really keep us going, and also opens like an amazing opportunities left and right wherever we go, and just seeing so many interesting things that we never thought we'd probably even expect.
Yeah, I think with like YouTube and everything, I think it's really easy to like be discouraged where it's like, oh man, you know, I'm not getting the views, or you know, oh, you know, how am I supposed to do it? But I think, you know, you keep working at it, and also like just keep you know, putting yourself out there and like trying to meet people and just try to work on different things. Like I think it can definitely be tough sometimes, but just keeping like a good attitude about it, like you'll be surprised on how far just like your friends can just help you out. Like and I think like when you focus on not even just like when you don't focus on the views and don't focus on where you're trying to go, is honestly where when I started to go places where it's like, hey, I'm really just trying to make stuff with my friends, you know, like that's honestly all I really wanted to do. You know, when people see it, like the passion you have for it and like dedication, and like when you enjoy making what you want to make, people are going to notice that.
I think it's definitely important, especially to find something that you enjoy trying to make or something like that too, and just keep practicing and keep improving yourself on that kind of stuff too. for me especially, like that's kind of like the whole reason why I kind of got into 3D art or so too, is because I definitely do have like a fun fascination for like animations, like 3D modeling, but I wouldn't have really pursued that without one of my friends who kind of, pushed me into like learning how to become better, making sure that I keep progress and keep updated on, learning this whole different workflow, this whole different kind of art space or so.
Honestly, the content you make doesn't have to be perfect. It's really easy to like make excuses to not make something because like, oh, it's not exactly how I want it. I think the biggest thing with content and like just doing YouTube is just making stuff. I think when you keep making, like, yeah, try and make sure it's something you're proud of, but nothing has to be perfect,
It's so funny because in my experience, it was almost like the less polished I'd make some videos, the better they did. Because I think at the end of the day, YouTube is what makes it so special is its approachability. And I think when we make it all about views or how our craft is seen, definitely it can be easy to go down that rabbit hole and of self-doubt and just kind of even it gets kind of depressing when you start comparing numbers, but really when you're able to just have fun doing what you like and not feeling like you have to achieve this standard, at that point it doesn't even feel like work. It's like just having fun creating content.
Right.
Mhm.
No, I totally agree. I think that's the ultimate tricky thing for like any content creators to figure out like what is their kind of groove or style that kind of keeps them going or so too. And just being able to maintain that without essentially bringing themselves out. Like the whole creative space in general is so overwhelmed or feel like you're just drowning and trying to figure out how to put your stuff up like as a creator.
It kind of sucks because a lot of creators who are making content are making the stuff they don't want to do. It just so happens to be the content that the algorithm recognized, something that was given. Like, who would turn down the opportunity to be a YouTuber? But it's like they now have to do just like one kind of thing for the rest of their YouTube days. And at the end of the day, like when you're trying to have fun with your content, but also run a business, it does involve that question like, oh, should I do this thing that people are asking me to do, or should I pursue what I think actually will be the real like content that could fit my channel?
Yeah, I think it's always a balance. Like,
Yeah.
even if you love what you do, it's still gonna feel like work sometimes. Like with YouTube, you have so much freedom to try to do different things. But yeah, of course, like you're like, oh man, that one's not clicking as much as I wish it did. But the other good thing about YouTube though is like there's so much ability to try new things and like try to like, okay, well, I know this clicks, but I don't like doing it. But how can I change it till I like it? Like, what can I do to make this something fresh for yourself? And a lot of like give and take and like, it's definitely hard balancing the business of it sometimes. Knowing that like, oh, hey, I like to do this one type of video, but it doesn't get the views. Yeah, it can be difficult, but I think that's part of the fun too, is just finding ways to make it work.
Because unlike Hollywood, it's always in your hands, like, to the very end.
Yeah.
Of course, unless you get demonetized.
Yeah, I mean, you have to keep it, there's it's so much more free than Hollywood and like not having to deal with like corporate executives. You do have to be a little scrappier though, because Hollywood, yeah.
But we're all scrappy folks, though, aren't
Yeah.
we?
Yeah.
And it's fun. It definitely makes the filmmaking process like a more fun experience sometimes.
Yeah, I have this weird love-hate relationship with YouTubing where I wouldn't recommend anyone to be a YouTuber just because of the emotional challenges that come with it. But the rewards of just being your own boss, or even, heck, just even being part of a channel where you can feel like a much more bigger room for creativity, like that's such an amazing feeling.
Yeah, it's really great like being part of like a small team and like versus when you're just a small cog in like the giant machine, you're like, oh, whatever.
Yeah, you also know the cool people behind it as well too, with like
Yeah.
a good smaller team. You get to really bond with like the whole thing.
And it's like your friends that are doing well. Like it's because usually for like YouTube channels I'm working on, it's like, I would say they're my friends. I'm like, oh wow, I'm so glad that their project's doing well.
It is really like that Leo meme where you're pointing at the screen, you're just going like, oh, look, it's...
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, thank you so much, guys, for being on this episode of Creator Role. Austin, Albert, it has been an honor and a pleasure and an awesome time.
Hey, right back at you,
Yeah, thanks for having us.
A serious special thanks to Austin and Albert for being on this episode. For the full campaign, I may post it on later. or maybe I'll just release it unlisted and leave a link here. It all depends on how much work I want to do. And if you're at all interested in the game Critterol, you can go check it out on the website here. There's only a couple viruses you'll get from the website, and I promise this time that there's no malware that'll leak all your embarrassing texts to your crushes. None of that. Anyway, have a great day.